Hello, and welcome to Select 10. If you've been browsing Netflix, Prime Video, or Apple TV Plus to see what's worth viewing this year, you're in luck. A new wave of noteworthy movies has arrived in 2025. Some are already making headlines, while others are still under the radar. Today's recommendations will range from crisp, emotive dramas to imaginative sci-fi and riveting action films, with plenty for everyone. So here are some of the best fresh movies to watch right now. Number 10. Fight or Flight. It is a 2025 action comedy set primarily on a crowded commercial jet where ex-CIA officer Lucas Reyes receives the responsibility of safeguarding an elusive programmer known only as the Ghost. What starts out as a clandestine voyage devolves into mayhem when assassins break into the aircraft, transforming it into a cramped battlefield with creative action scenes that include chainsaws in tight hallways and martial arts combat in restrooms. The film's merits are its raw action choreography, which feels innovative and adrenaline-fueled, while its story does not break much new ground and has typical themes reminiscent of films such as Bullet Train. The plot is shallow, there are logical lapses, and the use of exaggerated actions can seem inauthentic. However, it offers a gripping, heart-pounding experience full of dark humor and creative mayhem, making it an incredibly fascinating movie for those who are just in for some solid action and entertainment. Number 9. Heads of State. It is a 2025 action comedy directed by Ilya Naishuller. The plot centers on calm British Prime Minister Sam Clarke and energetic American President Will Derringer, who are suddenly thrown alongside each other after an assassination attempt renders them stuck in an unfriendly region. While MI6 operative Noel Bissett provides thrilling backup, they get pulled into unusual interactions and travel across Belarus and Europe, confronting conspiracies, conflicts, and humorous conflicts between cultures. Elba and Sina's chemistry is so strong that they manage to balance their melancholy and laughter in a chaotic, mindful adventure, making for an unexpectedly entertaining film that embraces its own ridiculousness to the fullest. Despite a convoluted plotline, some creative stunts, huge laughs, and big action set pieces make the film highly enjoyable. Number 8. Bring Her Back. It is a 2025 supernatural horror film directed by the Philippou brothers. The narrative centers on visually challenged Piper and her caring young brother Andy, who have been placed under the guidance of Laura, a foster parent who appears to be sympathetic but is actually grieving over the passing of her own child. As disturbing events transpire, Laura's actual motivations become apparent as she uses a dark ceremony to bring her daughter back to life. Sally Hawkins gives her career-best performance, twisting parental tenderness into twisted fear. Although the plot sometimes compromises emotional clarity, the film's visceral intensity, created through realistic gore, engrossing sound effects, and atmospheric visuals, is excellent. Overall, it's a slow-burning, emotionally packed horror film where the real monster is sorrow itself that will linger in your mind long after the credits roll. Number 7. Deep Cover. It is an action comedy from 2025 that works owing to its innovative concept and energetic acting. Bryce Dallas Howard plays Kat, an American theater instructor in London who is struggling until a police officer enlists her and two of her trainees in an undercover mission against a criminal organization. The film's fascination stems from its tone, which is fast-paced, delightfully ridiculous, yet psychologically rooted in strong characters. Supported by a smart screenplay by Colin Trevor and Derek Connolly and vibrant directing by Tom Kingsley, the movie combines fast-paced action sequences with wild setups, botched operations, and unexpected heroism all over. Despite the plot's shaky, thin story, its excitement keeps the adventure going. Watch this if you want a heartfelt, feel-good crime comedy. Number 6. The Amateur. It is a 2025 high-stakes spy thriller starring Rami Malek as Charlie Heller, a bright but hesitant CIA cryptographer. But when Charlie's partner Sarah is murdered and his higher-ups refuse to intervene, he exploits his analytical abilities to bargain his way into secret practical training and turns himself into a rebel operative propelled by intelligence rather than violence. The film's intellectual attention, globe-trotting flair, incisive action scenes, and Malek's unconventional performance are its strongest points. However, there is a lack of mental impact and thematic unpredictability. Charlie's change isn't always believable, and the tempo flattens out in the middle of the story. Despite its weaknesses, The Amateur is still a gripping, clever thriller, a contemporary, tech-infused take on espionage revenge. Number 5. From the world of John Wick, Ballerina. This 2025 action thriller stars Ana de Armas as Eve Macaro, a talented Ruska Roma assassin in training. Between John Wick 3 and 4, the movie chronicles Eve's journey from the devastating death of her father to her unrelenting pursuit of revenge on the criminal organization that caused it. As she travels, she encounters well-known characters like Winston and even John Wick himself, which solidly grounds her story in the franchise's chronology. What really distinguishes Ballerina is its combination of high-stakes clashes and ballet-inspired hand-to-hand fighting, which are structured to feel both fashionable and lethal. Although this story follows a well-known pattern, a simple vengeance story, Ana de Armas's strong presence and stylish action infuse the narrative with new vitality, even though some viewers may consider it to be less engaging than they had anticipated. Number 4. Final Destination: Bloodlines. This 2025 film honors the well-known horror franchise's distinctive fusion of suspense and inventive killing while taking it into fascinating fresh ground. In this sixth installment, the story follows Stefani Reyes, an undergraduate who receives her grandmother Iris's horrific prediction of a tower disaster in 1969 and quickly discovers that death is after their family. Co-directed by Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein, the film has spooky scenes blended with violent humor. It is the most entertaining movie in the franchise, with creative set pieces, a fast-paced plot, and an unexpectedly powerful emotional undertone about familial ties. All things considered, the movie brings a new, intense perspective on destiny and family, reviving the franchise. It is a must-see for Final Destination movie fans. Number 3. The Accountant 2. It is a 2025 action thriller directed by Gavin O'Connor. Several years after the 2016 film, Christian Wolff delves into a complex inquiry into Officer Raymond King's assassination and human trafficking. This time, he partners up with his distant brother Braxton, turning the story from an introspective investigation into a loud action and sibling banter, which results in some of the most thrilling scenes in the movie. The film's core is the bond between Affleck and Bernthal, whose relationship amplifies what could have been a complicated plot. The story handles assassination attempts, smuggling rings, young hacking squads, and an elusive assassin, all of which feel dense, making some wish for the original film's clearer focus. Even with its narrative excesses, the film gets praise for its fast-paced action and brotherly affection, making it surprisingly more fun than its predecessor. Number 2. Sinners. It is a 2025 horror thriller drama directed by Ryan Coogler. The movie takes place in 1930s Mississippi and follows siblings Smoke and Stack as they go back to their birthplace to start a music bar. However, they quickly find themselves in a frightening vampire presence that emerges from social and racial struggles. The movie boldly combines visual art, blues music, and comments on oppression and legacy. Jordan's portrayal of both brothers is brilliant, while the rest of the cast, including Haley Steinfeld, Miles Caton, Wunmi Mosaku, and Delroy Lindo, provides sentimentality and weight. With its funky juke joint musical segments and horrific vampire horrors, Sinner creates an evocative and frightening cinematic experience. For those who enjoy complex genre mashups that combine horror, history, and emotion, this is simply a must-see. Number 1. Predator: Killer of Killers. It is a 2025 animated anthology that revitalizes the Predator franchise with savage style and narrative flair. Directed by Dan Trachtenberg, the story is divided into 3 parts, one that takes place in Viking-era Scandinavia, another in feudal Japan, and the final in World War II. Each one of these stories pits skilled human fighters against crafty Yacha hunters, culminating in a predator battle arena. Although the background voice might feel formal, and the animation often lacks the intense punch of live action, these shortcomings are outweighed by the film's thematic coherence and visual boldness. It receives high accolades for animation, action, and world building, serving as a spectacular demonstration of concept before the live-action sequel Predator: Badlands opens in theaters in November 2025. If you enjoy dramatic action, eye-catching visuals, and mythic warrior drama, this movie offers a powerful blend of excitement and tragedy. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.